Stop. Think of the kindest person you know. Now ask yourself one uncomfortable question. Are they kind because they are good, or kind because it gets them something? Because there is a kind of kindness that is real, that asks for nothing, that warms everything it touches. And there is another kind, a performance, a strategy, a mask worn so well that you never think to look beneath it. Tonight, you will learn to tell them apart. And once you can, you will never be fooled by a smile again, Dot. According to Friedrich Nietzsche, not all kindness comes from a good heart. Some kindness is simply weakness, afraid to say no. Some is vanity hungry for praise, and some is manipulation, carefully disguised as warmth. The dangerous part is that false kindness looks almost identical to the real thing, until you learn to read the small behaviors that give it away. The mouth can perform kindness, but the actions always confess the truth. Nietzsche understood this long before our time. He spent his life studying the masks people wear, and he knew that the most effective masks are the ones that look like virtue. Tonight, I will show you 7 behaviors that reveal false kindness, the quiet signs that someone's warmth is not what it appears to be. Pay close attention until the end, because the 7th behavior is the one that exposes them completely. Music. Subtle string swell behavior 1. Their kindness performs best when others are watching. Imagine someone who is endlessly generous in public, helpful, warm, attentive. But the moment the audience disappears, so does their warmth. Their kindness is loudest where it can be seen, and quietest where no one is looking. Nietzsche understood that true virtue needs no witness, while false virtue requires an audience. It's not kindness. It's a performance staged for applause. Ask yourself, are they kind when no one is watching, or only when there is someone to impress? Behavior 2. They remind you of every favor they have done. Real generosity gives and forgets, but false kindness keeps a ledger. They help you, and then somehow the favor resurfaces, mentioned casually, held over you, used to make you feel indebted. Their giving was never a gift. It was a loan, and now the payment is due. Nietzsche understood that the weak often use generosity as a quiet tool of control. It's not kindness. It's a transaction disguised as a gift. Ask yourself, did they give freely, or did they give expecting to collect? Behavior 3. Their warmth vanishes the moment you stop being useful. Watch what happens when you can no longer offer them anything. No advantage, no benefit, no value they can extract. The truly kind remain kind, because their kindness was never about gain. But the falsely kind grow distant, cold, suddenly too busy. Their warmth was always tied to your usefulness. Nietzsche understood that a person's true nature is revealed when you have nothing left to give them. It's not kindness. It's interest wearing the costume of care. Ask yourself, would they still be warm to me if I could do nothing for them? Behavior 4? They are kind to your face and critical behind your back. To you, they offer nothing but support and warmth. But somehow, you discover that the same person has been quietly criticizing you, doubting you, diminishing you when you are not in the room. Their kindness was a mask worn only in your presence. Nietzsche understood that the most dangerous person is the one who smiles at you and speaks against you in the same breath. It's not kindness. It's betrayal that has learned to smile. Ask yourself, does their warmth survive my absence, or does it disappear the moment I leave the room? Behavior 5. They use kindness to make you feel guilty. Their giving comes with an invisible hook. After everything I have done for you, slowly, you begin to feel that you can never set a boundary, never say no, never disappoint them, because their past kindness has become a cage, and guilt is the lock. Nietzsche understood that guilt is one of the most powerful weapons the manipulator possesses. It's not kindness. It's control disguised as generosity. Ask yourself, does their kindness free me, or does it quietly bind me with guilt? Behavior 6. Their kindness disappears the instant you disagree. As long as you comply, they are warm, gentle, endlessly patient. But the first time you push back, the first time you assert your own will, the warmth turns cold. Their kindness was always conditional, a reward for your obedience, withdrawn the moment you think for yourself. Nietzsche understood that true character is revealed not in agreement, but in opposition. It's not kindness. It's a leash that felt soft until you tested it. Ask yourself, does their kindness survive my honesty, or only my agreement? Music. Crescendo begins, and now, behavior 7, the one that exposes them completely. Their kindness is really about how they want to be seen. Listen closely. This is the deepest mask of all. Some people are not kind for you at all. They are kind for themselves, for the image of being a good person, for the reputation, for the deep need to be admired as virtuous. You are not the recipient of their kindness. You are merely the audience for their performance of it. And because their entire identity rests on being seen as good, they will do almost anything to protect that image, including quietly harming anyone who threatens it. Nietzsche understood that the most dangerous vanity is the vanity that disguises itself as goodness. The person who must be seen as kind is capable of great cruelty to preserve the illusion. It's not kindness. It's vanity performing virtue for an audience of one themselves. Ask yourself, do they want to do good, or do they only need to be seen as good? Here is the philosopher's final lesson. Nietzsche never asked you to become suspicious of all warmth, to reject every kind gesture, or to assume the worst of everyone. True kindness exists, and it is one of the most beautiful forces in this world. A kindness that asks for nothing, that gives in private, that remains when you have nothing left to offer. He asked you only to learn the difference. To judge kindness, not by the warmth of words, but by the consistency of actions, especially when there is nothing to gain and no one watching. NN real kindness is quiet, unconditional, and free. False kindness is loud, conditional, and always, somehow, expecting to be repaid. So tell me in the comments, have you ever discovered that someone's kindness was only a mask? Which behavior exposed them the most? The favors held over you, the warmth that vanished when you disagreed, or the seventh, the kindness performed only for their own image? If this lesson reached you, leave the word real below to show you watched until the N.N. Remember, the truly kind never need you to notice their kindness. It is the false ones who make sure you never forget it. Subscribe to Daily Philosophy to discover more lessons inspired by Friedrich Nietzsche, human psychology, and the quiet art of seeing people clearly.